Hi, this is Johnny. This video is to explain about the different codes that you have issued. Let's go ahead and open up the notepad and let's start from there. Okay, so when you open up the notepad, you will have the NES. Okay, NES have three different chords that you could use. The two of them it seem to work the best are the FECUMM. Okay, that's the one I'm using. See, as you can see, and this one is work well too. So I decided to stick with this one because it seemed like Raspberry Pi. That's a little small computer running Linux and have RetroArt running behind it, like we have RetroArt running behind the Hilo Stick front end. So the Hilo Stick front end is created by the hack team uh, back in 1999. Actually, they started in 1998 with just one or two people, and then it became a team. But anyway, this is the this is the one I use. And if you have any game that do not play well at all, like for example this one, Beauty and the Beast, it was the screen was bouncing up and down, and there was somebody who told me that this one does not even load. And it had the same problem with Retro. Those two emulator, the Quick and the FE, do not display well, but it work on most of the game, like almost all the game. So if you have any game do not work, just change it to this name. Okay. So for example, if you want to find that game quick, you just go Control F and then look for BEAUT. Okay, and right there, Beauty and the Beast. Now the reason the name is all together is because the program require it to be together in order to play. Now, just FYI, after you do the upgrade and you don't like it, like for example, some of the game like 1941 and 1943, those supposed to be a vertical game, and this retro stretch, they are not they are not as friendly as we want it to be. In other words, uh, the retro they're using retro as a back end, but they did not bring in all the feature into the retro, meaning that there's no bezel, there's no scan line, there's no feature that help retro that was bring over like a smaller screen. Even though we set it to follow the quartz screen size, but it's not. Is giving it as a full stretch screen, and that's something that is due to how the people that understand retro and debugging it. And since we don't have a hack team anymore, it's kind of like spread out, and they're not. They some of them are telling me they're not coming back, and some of them are still supporting people. And apparently they're still supporting it, but they are not going to do any more new hack or improvement. So therefore, you get stuck with a wide screen. Now, after you upgrade this, one thing good is I renamed this to follow the high-low front end, meaning that you don't have to do anything. Only you have to do is change this back into NES. Okay, we're going to test it. Okay, the core is not NES, it's FC. Okay, so this would use the old core in the past because this game didn't have any problem playing. Only some game that you want to use retro, but not all of them. Okay, so like 1942, the Vertigo game, you want to use FC. Now I only know some of the game that use Vertigo. I'm not like expert. I know everything is running Vertigo, so I'm going to change those two. I'm going to put a block so that I could come back, and if it doesn't work, I could always change it back. Okay, so you are telling the system that I don't want to use this. I want to use this, and now you're going to say, okay, let me open this in another screen and explain to you a little bit more. So move this to this side. So I'm going to say move it to this side. Okay, this one is the emulator information. It say if you use the ID number this, I'm going to run this code. okay? And inside the chord, for example, for Game Boy is actually the first name before you have the underscore library retro, okay? Library retro. So it's just abbreviation of the chords, which the Linux is called an emulator. Here they call it chords, C-O-R-E-S, chords. Well, more than one chords, single chord, only one chord, okay? So this is telling the system the name that I pick. I decided to pick the name based on the chord's name. I didn't want to pick FC or NES because I noticed that before I use NES and it run the chords. So I didn't want to use NES. So I use because there might be an issue if you use the naming. So FC is already been taken up by the chord up here. So you can see this is the old chord's name and this is running a Linux open source uh, emulator. It's called Dingo. Dingo or Dango, whatever how you want to call it. It's an open source Dango running the emulator with DGE. This is the emulator they are using. Okay, and this one seems to run very well. Okay, okay. So if you have a game that after you convert it and you do not like it, before if you just change it like this and don't do the add-on, all this information, you if you put the core name, it doesn't like space, so it's not going to work. So I redid all the work, make the name shorter, and now it will work with FC and it will work with the retro art. Okay, so we're going to try the FC, which is the original chords. So those vertical game is going to be vertical instead of stretch. Now I'm going to search for centipede as well because centipede is supposed to be played as vertical. It's not. Let's try again. Fine. There you go. There is the NES. No, this is a classic centipede. See if I spell it right. Maybe I can find it. But we started with the NES underscore SEN. Alright, go backward direction, please. Really? Sometimes I forget how to use this stupid dumb crap. Alright, let's put ID in front of this. Guess it can't find it. I guess I have to manually look for it. Centipede, CEN, so it's on the top. C A C A. I guess it might be called different name. Or I could look at the game list. It's in the A alphabet, the A order. This is R, and this is the other one. And so the best way to find it is come to the game INI. And since I'm doing alphabet C, I'm going to do Control F and look for centipede. So that is not it. So I don't think I have centipede. Interesting. I'm missing centipede. Okay, well, let's go find Galaga. Due to lack of sleep, my voice is kind of not all there. Okay, there's Galaga right here. Galaga, what 500, and so we're gonna change those to. So go to ROM info. Let's go ahead and save that change, and then we're gonna go look for Galaga. There you go. So we have Galaga. Okay. So we're gonna change this. This is the beginning. If you was to look at this, this is how it looked. This is the beginning, 1, 2, 3, and this is the beginning, another one. Okay, so to change the ID, I'm going to go ahead and change this to FC. So it'll be easy. Just take out the everything, put FC. Okay, so those are a vertical FC. Those are vertical game, and I believe this one. Okay, no, this one's not. Okay, so those game are vertical games. So let's put those together. Okay, so those are the one I just changed. Those three, and I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And then I also know there's another game, Donkey Kong. So let's look for Donkey, D-O-N-K. Okay, so we got Donkey Kong 2. Oh no, those are Super Nintendo. Never mind. Okay, so that's what. Now the list is so big. Okay, here's NES. So this is what you have to do. If you remember exactly which one, you could come here and then find the name, and then you could do Control F. It'd be easier like that. Copy. I do highlight this and do copy, and then do Control F, and you could type that name, or you could just do Control highlight. When you do Control F, it will automatically pick and put the name here for you. So if you're looking for it, well, that one is not the one I'm looking for. Let's see if we could find. I know there is Donkey Kong Jr. So Donkey Kong start with the D. So we're gonna look for Donkey. There you go, Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 3. So those three need to be. So we're gonna find the first one. Okay, so if we could find the first one, we could find it. So Control F. That'll bring this back. Then we go to ROM info. Drink some water. And then we're gonna go find. See, we could find it easier if we type it correctly. Okay, so those we're going to change those. Let's close it for now. So this one is the beginning of the line, and then we're going to change this to FC. So Donkey Kong, we're going to run it as FC, and Donkey Kong Jr. 3, we're going to run in FC. Wait a second. NES Donkey Kong, does it play well with the back? Yeah, they do play well with NES. It's just the arcade one is the one that doesn't play well. Okay. And then Donkey Kong Classic FC and Donkey Kong Jr. FC. So in other words, all the Donkey Kong we are going to play vertically. Okay, and then you have double something. Right, so those we're going to play vertically. So one thing is good about after you update it, you still able to go back and use FC. So the game that you know for sure that play is a vertical game, it should not be horizontal. You could change it here. Okay, let me see what else is centipede. I don't know. No, NES doesn't have templates. No, they don't have templates. The template is only arcade. Donkey Kong, Centipedes, and what other game? Oh, Millipedes. I don't know does Millipedes uh belong to NES or not. Let me see. This is which alphabet is this one? I J Q. I think R S T U V W. No, maybe here. Control F. Look for MISSLE. MISS. It's MISS. Mission Impossible. Mario is missing. No, I don't think Millipedes is in NES. No, it's not. Okay. So Mario Brother is okay because they are horizontal game. But yeah, if you know some game is vertically, you want to go to, she have all three of the game I open, and then I could, check it out. And then I know the physical name, then I just, copy this and then search it from here and find it. So we're going to try Donkey Kong and the flying ship one, which is the 1942. Scroll up too high again. Somewhere over here. Okay, yeah, somewhere over here. Okay, so I I went and redid everything, so I did break it down based on the folder. So NES2 is started with the different alphabet. NES3 begin here, so you know exactly which one is in first one, which one is in second folder. So when you open up the game I9, see this one is in right here on the top, ES1. So this is a gameless one, and then this one is ES2, game 2. So so in here, I also label it, this is the beginning of NES3, this is the end of NES2, and there's 262 game total on here, 266 down here. Alright, let's go test it on the TV, and so you will know exactly what I mean. So this is just a quick video. I just want to share this, and in case those of you who did do the upgrade and say, I don't like the screen being stretched, Johnny. I like the NESB original CRT screen. I don't want it to stretch vertically. It looks funny, and I understand. So this will, after you do the update, you add on to it, then any game that you know that do not play well, write it down, the number, and it's a game one, game two, or game three, write it down. Then you could go to your game list, and then you could, this is a physical name that you see on the screen on the TV, and this is the computer name that is used for that game folder and ID. So you will go here, and this ID will find it, and then it will say, okay, I want you to run this quartz or emulator, and I want you to go to the WOM folder and load this WOM. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then it's repeating for each game ROMs. So hopefully that will help. All right, let's go look at it from the, let's reject the USB flash drive, and then let's check it out, see how it work with the, by just changing the name with the game work. Should work, because yeah. Okay, so we are back here. See, I forgot to click save, that's why it's red. So I need to save those. So then that way the Donkey Kong would be in FC screen instead of the, vertical screen instead of horizontal. Now there's another one that that I forgot, the Dig and Dug. So here's Dig and Dug 2. This is the ROM, and this is the emulator, and this is the ID, where it's a, this name is the same as the name over here, the name. Okay, so we're going to change this to Dig and Dug to FC. Okay, now it depends on you. If you prefer all the game to be run using retro or whatever, you could do replace all by doing like this, and do Control F, and you say, okay, I want to replace all this back into the emulator, and you just take the name out and put FC. Now you have to make sure that this name is the correct in the emu information.txt. Okay, so all the add-on, the name is being redone. So you could do this now. In the past, you can't. Like if you say, okay, Johnny, there's retro, and I just saw this video. Can I do that to my game right now? No, you can't, because the old game name, it have space. It does not look like this. Okay, so you cannot just come here and say, okay, Johnny, I'm just going to change that, and that's what the video say. I'm just going to change that and change it to something over here on this list. It will not work. Okay, So only on Mega Drive, because Mega Drive, the Sega Genesis game, they are zip, and the name is being renamed to MD underscore whatever dot zip. So those are the only one that you could just change from a regular MD. Original was called MD, and then we just changed the MD to to Sega. Okay, so if you change MD to Sega on the Genesis one, it will work just fine. So for example, I'm gonna say find Sega, and we're gonna look at the Sega game real quick. See, here's all the Sega game. 950 Sega game, and it's using Sega. Okay, so if you have some of this game that's supposed to be vertically, like I know for fact, oh, that make me, I'm so happy I figured this out. There's one game called Mercure, M-E-R-C, Mercure, yeah, this game. You want to run this game as MD. It pissed me off when I see the game so stretched out like crazy. If you change that to MD on mercury.zip, see, there's no space on this game. That's why it works. So if you change that back into MD for Sega Genesis, this game will not have stretch issue. Because that game does not look good at all. It looks terrible. So you want to change that to MD. Okay. So those are vertical game. So if you have any other game, I don't know what the Sega Genesis have any vertical game other than that one. That one is the number. Oh yeah, you could look for, I don't know, 1941 Sega. Let's look for Sega Star Wars MD. Let's see if we have anything that is 19 something. See, you won't find it if you just abbreviate it. You have to put the full correct. Let's see, World Web, case sensitive. I wonder if we could do it like that. No. Hmm. Tell you what, let's just go to Mega Drive in the top, because Mega Drive 19 something is the alphabet order, so it should be on the very first one on top. Let's use the clicking faster. That's why it's a good idea to open the game INI so you can find it quicker, because I'm just lazy to go open up the game INI. Just want to look at it real quick. Oop, past Sega Genesis. So here's Sega Genesis. So I don't think I have anything that is a shooting game that is 19. There's 16. There's 3 Ninja, 688, 6-pack games. It's vertically. So that's the only one that I know that I have to have vertical screen. The other one is all horizontal, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it. And that should be it. That should fix the problem of your vertical horizontal. So later when I do arcade game, I'm not going to change the arcade. I'm going to leave the arcade the way it is. Only the one that we have problem emulating, I will use the retro. But the rest of them, they play just fine. I'm not going to touch it. Uh, the only home edition, I have to touch it because I have to change the name to a correct format. Then you could switch it back and forward. Okay. So once you convert it, do the add-on, then you could change it based on your preference. All right, hope this video helped, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.